Alright, boys, girls, ladies, gentlemen, children, women, small of all ages. I don't know where I'm going with that. Today, we're doing some spicy stuff on the Golf R. So you guys know, I like my cars very spicy indeed. We did it in the 05 STI. We made it very spicy. We're making this one very spicy. We made the BRZ very spicy. We're making the Evo spicy. Now it's the Golf R's turn to be just a little bit more spicy. So, really cool company called Integrated Engineering hit us up. And I say really cool, not just because they sent us over some parts for the Golf R, but because they actually met with me, sat down, took time to answer my questions to understand the platform a little bit more, and gain some more knowledge on what all we're doing. So we have just a plethora of stuff going on today. I don't think we're gonna get everything installed, but we're gonna get as far as we can, which your boy's excited for. So you guys know, we have Gunther, the 2016 Volkswagen Golf R. It's my daily driver. It's a fun daily driver. I absolutely love this thing. It's slept on car. So you guys might remember a while back we put the Cobb intake, the Cobb access port on the car. And at the time when I put those on the car, I said, hey, Volkswagen folks are thinking, Tanner, what the hell are you doing, man? There's a lot of better options out there aside from Cobb. I know. But coming from the world of Subarus, I'm sticking with what I know, and there's nothing wrong with that. So now I know more, now it's time to progress. So over here, we've got a plethora of goodies going on today. So huge shout out to Integrated Engineering. I'm gonna link them down below. They do a lot of really cool stuff for German cars, Volkswagens in particular is what we're focusing on today. But they sent over their intake for the car. We have their beautiful carbon fiber intake ducting shroud, which this thing looks incredible. I actually really like that riveted on their Integrated Engineering logo as well. We've got their tuning software, their turbo inlet, and then in the big Bertha box right here, we have their really fancy downpipe. So, and it is catted because you guys know we stay catted on our daily drivers for the most part. The only time we really ever go catless is when we're shooting for big power, like with a big Bertha right here. I also have the Evo's hood here. I had to run to the shop last night to pick that up because I'm trading that out for some back seats for the Evo because we are missing those, and I don't plan on using that hood. It's like a weird NRG carbon fiber hood that I've had sitting around for a little while. But today, let's focus on the Golf R. So step one is to get this stock intake out of the Volkswagen. Now, if you don't know how to take the stock intake out of the Volkswagen, it's incredibly easy. It's gonna be the same for TSI, GTI, Golf R, Audi S3, I believe is the exact same as this as well. So we're gonna start by pulling out this shroud here. It's just a screw right there. Just a screw right there, and then this whole thing will slide out. Then we're gonna get the intake box out. It's just like this vacuum hose right here that I'm gonna need 2 hands to pull out, and then a 7mm hose clamp back there on the turbo. While we're back there and while we have all of this off, we are gonna get that turbo inlet on there. So once I get it out, I'll show you guys the difference between this Integrated Engineering one and the stock Golf R one. The stock Golf R one is pretty restrictive. It's also made out of plastic. This is like nice cast aluminum, which we like. We like aluminum. Aluminum is strong. So let's start things off easy. Let's get this intake out of here. So I've got this stock intake out and the stock turbo inlet out. The stock turbo inlet's a little bit of a pain. I'll breeze through that real quick. It's just a bolt and a valve cover breather, and then it's weird. It's like the turbo inlet locks onto the turbo because you have to put it in there a certain way, and then it like locks in place. It's weird. But I did notice because I had to pull out coil pack number 1 for cylinder number 1. Coil pack was soaked. I'm not gonna say it was soaked with oil, but it was like, you guys can see like the greasy grossness that came on there. So it looks like we're doing valve covers on this Golf R here soon. I was just watching a video on how to do it. It doesn't look too bad. There's one bolt that looks like it's a real pain in the ass, but this is one of the more like common things with Volkswagens is valve cover leaks. So I looked up the kit. The kit's like 120 bucks or something like that. So we'll get that ordered so that way we can get that fixed. But yeah, aside from that, everything else looks like fairly clean, fairly new, well serviced. It's just that weird valve cover leak. But let me show you guys this real quick, and then I'll show you these 2 turbo inlets. We'll get to installing all this. So to get the stock turbo inlet out of this thing, you do need to disconnect the coil packs. You got to pull off all the grounds for the coil packs right there. They're just a couple 10 mils. And then these are actually studs. I thought that was a nut and a bolt. No, it's definitely a stud. As you can see, the stud is actually what goes down there, and then that's what the coil pack and everything bolts to. So that's kind of cool. And then you just pull the coil pack out. There's one T30 right there that you got to pull out of there. Then you twist the, well then you gotta get this valve cover breather off. This thing is a little bit of a pain. There's one bolt right there that holds it in. You just pop that bolt out and then you just pry this up and push back on it and then it pops out. So that way it gives you enough room to be able to pull that guy off. That guy just like, you twist and pull and it comes right off. And then you just like rotate the turbo and then it comes right off. So just to show you guys like a size difference in the turbo inlets, like this is obviously the stock one. This is our big beefy boy to go on there. So there's an O-ring that sits right here. This like clocks in there. We got to put the bracket on there for this to secure it down, which is just that guy right there. Comes with all the hardware, comes with the O-ring, comes with the clamp for the silicone coupler that goes on that. So let's swap this turbo inlet out for this better one and get to chooching. We'll get closer to chooching. We're not getting to chooching, but we're gonna get closer to chooching with that thing. Okay, so this is what the turbo inlet will look like with the bracket on there. The bracket really only goes on one way. I got the O-ring put on there. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this PCV breather fitting put back on. We're gonna get this guy, you gotta like put it in like that, so it's like facing up and then turn it counterclockwise. And that should lock it in place, because to get it out, I had to put it in clockwise, or twist it clockwise, so I'm pretty sure it's just the opposite. And this guy will just kind of, oh, it literally just clicks right on. That makes life easy. Dude, I swear if I drop this, which I am like prone to dropping things like that. You know, I'm actually gonna get this PCV valve breather guy put back on first, just so it's like in its home, so that way I don't lose that. Oh, grounds are on, coil packs are back in, turbo inlet's on. Oh, progress. Now that we have all that on, I think I get this coupler on next. Maybe not, I don't know. I don't know if I should put this coupler on yet since we're doing the intake, but I would assume that if you're running like a stock intake with this, which is what this might be for, that would go on like that. I don't know why. I should probably just look at the instructions and that'll tell me why, but now I'm just gonna get the intake installed. So the intake, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory where everything goes. You've got these pegs right here that hold the intake box in. Aside from those pegs, it's just bolting together a couple of these intake pieces. So let's get those bolted together, get them in here and get this beautiful looking intake in this car. So I've got the intake installed. As you guys saw, this thing looks so much better than any other intake I've had in this car, which I've only had stock in the Cobb one, but the carbon fiber accent on here really makes it stand out a lot more. I've seen a lot of people do some carbon fiber accents in this engine bay, which do tend to set it off. Yeah, it's a small Volkswagen TSI motor, but even with like the little plastic, and I'm just saying that because it has a lot of plastic trim, even with that, like I've seen people swap these out for carbon. I think I've even seen like a carbon timing cover over here, carbon cowl up there, and like once, like that's the thing with German cars and European cars in general, is carbon fiber sets them off. I don't have a tune on the car quite yet, but I'm gonna start it because I do think I'm gonna do the downpipe today. I'm totally gonna do the downpipe today. So let me get this thing started real quick just to make sure that like there's no coolant leaks, everything's good, there's no vacuum leaks or anything like that. Right, how do you sound? Tool check actually real quick, make sure there's no tools in here, which I don't see any. So we're golden. Hey baby, no coolant leaks! That's what I'm talking about right there. And it started, since we disconnected the coil packs, I just want to make sure everything was golden. So I can definitely say it sounds a lot more aggressive. So I think I am gonna get the downpipe installed on the Golf today, but I'm gonna do that in it's gonna be an entirely separate video. Let's go get some driving clips of this. I need to go pick up a, what is it? That's my beard. I need to go pick up a 10mm triple square to be able to do this downpipe install. It's not like same as, I don't know. You gotta move the drive line out of the way to be able to get the downpipe out, install the downpipe in. So I'm missing a couple tools that I need to go grab. So let's just go mob over to Home Depot. We'll do some driving clips. This intake sounds gnarly compared to both the prior ones I've had, so I'm a little excited to see how it sounds. I am on stock tune. These ECUs are a lot smarter than most JDM ECUs, so it should be able to pick up on the small changes of the intake. I'm not going to be hammering on the car for obviously multiple reasons. It's not 100% tuned. Well, it's not tuned at all right now. I wouldn't advise anyone do this, but I kind of need this tool, so let's just go get some driving clips. I don't know how well that GoPro is picking up the induction noise off of that intake and turbo inlet, but it is phenomenally fathoms better. We went over to Home Depot, tried to find the tools. Specifically, I need a triple square 10mm, and they don't have any anywhere locally, and I have no triple square sockets because it's, well, the European car thing, and I just don't have any. So I got some ordered. So the downpipe is gonna, from what I've seen, I went through integrated engineering's instructions on the downpipe. I watched a video on installing the downpipe, and that looks like it's going to be like an entire day endeavor for me, at least, because I've never done it. On the bottom of the transmission there's a bevel box, and that the prop shaft attaches to the bevel box. You need to move the prop shaft out of the way to be able to get the stock downpipe out. I also don't have jack stands here that are high enough to be able to get the car high enough off the ground where I can fanoodle the stock downpipe out, so I'm gonna have to get some just bigger jack stands to be able to do so. Why do people do that? They open the door, they creep outside, then they go back inside. But let me give you guys one more look at this intake, because it just looks so good. Even in the sunlight, that thing looks phenomenally better. There were no issues getting it in. The hardest part about this was the turbo inlet, and it was only difficult because there's just like not a lot of room back there. But yeah, dude, like super happy with it. Once again, huge shout out to integrated engineering. We have a lot more cool stuff coming from integrated engineering here soon that we're going to be getting on the car. So I'm very excited to see how the car is going to react with a reflash on it, with the downpipe on it. As soon as those tools come in and I get a little bit taller of jack stands, we're going to get that downpipe swapped out. It doesn't look too bad to do, like to get it out. It's a long downpipe, so trying to fanoodle it out on short jack stands is just going to be a huge pain to do, but super happy with this. So that's all I got for you guys on this one. Like I said, super pumped about the intake. Once again, thank you to integrated engineering. I'll link them down below for anyone who is interested, who may have a Volkswagen, Audi, anything like that these parts fit. So with that, if you guys like the video, you know what to go and hit that like button, turn it black, blue, green, yellow. Actually, quick update on the STI. I got the harness for it, but they sent me the wrong harness, so I'm once again on the waiting game of getting a harness for it. So hopefully the correct harness shows up. I ordered the right harness, they sent me the wrong harness, so working on getting that taken care of. But anyways, if you guys like the video, you know what to do. Go ahead and hit the like button, turn it black, blue, green, yellow, purple, silver, cyan, whatever color it turns for you. And if you're not already subscribed to the channel and you want to be excited about the Subaru, the Evo, the fun Golf stuff we got going on, go ahead and hit that button. It'll be somewhere on the screen. I don't know where. But with that, I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, homies. Woo!